Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. B Clothing here. Chris Williams joined by Tim Sitzmann doing a little basketball overview today for the Iowa State Cyclones hoop season. Tim, that means, you're going to Hilton Coliseum. It's chilly. I mean, there's a lot of nights I'm leaving around 2, 3 in the morning and it's freezing.
And this weekend kind of reminds us that it is basketball season. It's chilly and we're getting a little of that winter feel. Our clocks are going to go back pretty soon. It's going to be dark at night, and it's basketball time.
The thing I've, over the years, I wasn't a big fan of during my youth, but I found to be very intriguing over the last few years is a scarf.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing how much a scarf will warm a guy up.
Accessories have always been important in the women's department, which we...
What are you trying to say here?
No. What I'm saying is I'm reminding all those fanatics out there that we carry women's goods here.
Oh, okay.
But what's happened is accessories and menswear is very, very important. From the necktie.
Yeah.
Put a color on, or you can be wool, or you can be somber. You create your personality in your accessories.
Yeah.
Women have done that for years. Men are kind of understanding
we're
we need to do that.
on.
We're slower.
We
don't think quite as quickly as the women.
You got a lot of nice accessories here. I noticed, up on the wall back there, you got the hats that'll really warm you up. Those are kind of in too nowadays.
We got dress winter clothing. We got a top coat. We got leather coats. We got a nice little parka if it's cold that you can go out and run the snowblower if it starts to snow, which we get a little spit of that this weekend, I think, this last weekend. So all I'm saying is that it's basketball time when the wind blows, doesn't it?
Tim's got his basketball tie on, too.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? I think the Clones are going to surprise some people.
Well, I want you to refresh me. I haven't, so early. Tell me what we got.
Well, your two guys are Corey Lucius and Will Clyburn. They're these transfers who are sitting out. Lucius is a point guard.
Right.
He is your perfect build of a point guard. Will Clyburn is your scorer. I think he said this a couple times. I think he's the most underrated player heading into the Big 12 season. I think he's first or second team all Big 12 at the end of the year. Here's your guy to keep an eye on, Tim, and you're going to like this guy, I promise. Wouldn't tell you this. I wouldn't hype up a freshman unless I truly believed it. His name is George Niang. Comes from the East Coast. A top 100 player. Came into Fred Hoiberg's system. Been a gem since he got to town.
Wow.
Been an absolute gem. Iowa State lacks some depth in the post. You are going to love watching this young man play. Talk about a kid who physically probably isn't as gifted as most guys.
Gives it all.
Oh, he's a garbage man, Tim.
Yeah.
And he's not crazy athletic, but his footwork, his as Fred always puts it, his basketball IQ. Kid's in the right spot at the right time. He's a better shooter than you'd think. He's more athletic than you'd think by looking at him. This guy is going to be a good one for Iowa State. Wow. You keep an eye on that guy.
That sounds exciting. We came off an exciting year, and I asked the question, what's up with him? And we still have Fred Hoiberg, and that's what's up with him. He's put together we talk about Coach Rose building a program, and Fred's been able to build a program in quite a hurry. Through some transfers and some situations, and I think people want to play for Fred.
Absolutely.
And so that's exciting for the Fanatic fans out there that he's going to get talent there year after year after year because they want to play for that guy.
And you can't make any guarantees on what's going to happen. No. I think it's a tournament team. I really do. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it was the case. And I think the cool thing about this year's team is last year's team, while it was fun to watch them mature as a team, they weren't very good in November.
Right.
And they got better and better
real good
as the year went on. Yeah. I think this year's team grows less, but is better from the start.
Interesting.
And I don't think you're going to see a Drake game from this year's team.
Right.
There's going to be nights that you have off nights. That Drake game was an absolute debacle.
Yeah.
Though they didn't know what they were doing out there.
Right.
I think that this year's team, now that they have the traditional point guard, they kind of have more of an identity. I think that they start off at a higher level, and then you can build on that. But it's a fun group. You're really going to like to watch these guys play. If you like up and down basketball, you're going to enjoy this.
They're going to run the floor.
They're going to run the floor a lot more than they could when Royce was their point guard.
Right. Well, we'll miss Royce, of course, and he was one player that they worked in the system last year to where they really became from okay to good to pretty darn good at the end of the season. Royce evolved and as the rest of the story is history. He's in the NBA doing very, very well.
Hopefully, I'm looking forward to watching him too.
Yeah, he's quite a player.
I haven't had this much interest in the NBA for a while. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan.
Right.
So it's good to have them back in the mix. But to see Royce, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's had kind of a rough off season, but I think that once he gets into the mix, I think he's gonna. It's fun to watch a guy like that.
Well, the basketball season is certainly a lot different than the football season. We gear up by playing a lot of, let's have kind of scrimmage games, see what we're like, and then we
quite a bit of those on the schedule.
Then we have those Iowa, Drake, UNI games that kind of create an interest, and there's some. Then we get into we got to get to conference to see what we really have, and that's when
on the gas.
That's when it starts becoming interesting, and I get really involved, and it's fun to watch the clones evolve to where they can compete at that level.
Well, Tim, I'm looking forward to hoops.
Who's going to be favored in the Big 12 as we look forward?
Kansas.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Yeah, Kansas will be the favorite.
Texas, good.
Texas, they're up there. I think Oklahoma State has some young, talented kids. They got a couple future first-round draft picks, but can they throw it all together? Baylor will be up there. Kind of the same people. Kansas State's got a new coach.
What's West Virginia bringing to
West Virginia, probably a middle-of-the-pack team, but an NCAA tournament team. It's a Bob Huggins team, so they're going to be good.
That's why I ask if they, he's a good coach, and he brings talent to the floor.
Basically, you got TCU and you got Texas Tech who are going to stink.
Yeah.
Okay, but after that, it's really a toss-up anywhere from 2 through 8.
Right.
I think that it's really a toss-up. So
right.
It'll be an intriguing season.
Well, good. I'm so looking forward to it. As the wind blows out there, I'm looking forward to you coming in and see what we have for winter. And, the holiday's just around the corner, and it's time to think about that gift giving. And we have gift certificates, great women's department, wonderful shoe department, and we're set in the men's side at big and tall as well. So we can do it all. We can make you look good.
Big and tall. Hopefully someday I'm going to be there. But
don't be big and don't be. You're not going to be tall, so don't be big.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Way to keep me motivated.
Yeah, I'm trying to motivate.
It's not going to let myself go here at my old age. Tim, we appreciate it.
It's always good to be with you, and we look forward to a great Cyclone basketball season.
All right, stop on in, Mr. Beats, 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive. Tell Tim hello for us, and we'll see you next week, everyone.